Hey everybody, this is Corey with FantasySportFans.com. Seth is over here giggling away. How you doing, Seth?
I'm doing great.
All right, we have a question that a listener sent in, and he would like to know: would you take a quarterback in round 1 or round 2?
It depends on where you're at in the draft. When I'm sitting here looking at it, when I'm thinking about it, where am I positioned in the draft? Am I positioned in number 1, number 3? I'll just go with the odds: 5, 7, 9.
Right.
And if I'm, say, sitting in between 1 and 5, I'm probably not going to take one. If I'm sitting between 6 and 10, and there's a really good, legit quarterback, like, say, Drew Brees, say Kaepernick, someone like that, I have a really strong chance of saying, yeah, I'm going to get that guy because they lasted that long, and I realize I'm leaving people out, like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, the greats here, but I'm just looking at someone who did well the previous year, and I'm thinking, you know what, they're either going to do just as good or better. And if I really think that, then yeah, I'm taking a quarterback at some point between round 1 and round 2.
So you're thinking, the last kind of half of the draft is where if you're going to take a quarterback in round 1 to round 2, like maybe the end of it is where you would probably take one?
Of course. Especially with the coming year, the 2013 season, you have so many quarterbacks out there that are so good, but there's only the elite.
And with me, man, there's, like you said, there's just so many quarterbacks that are out there. I would rather find, even if maybe it's more of a second tier running back, like a LaShawn McCoy who got hurt last year, like a CJ Spiller, a Jamal Charles, a Chris Johnson. I would possibly rather have one of those players late in the first round just to make sure that I get that legit running back. Whenever I could find a quarterback in the later rounds, say like a Romo or an Eli, that are going to be going in the 4th, 5th, 6th rounds in most drafts.
Okay, see, I'm just going to throw this out there, but Eli is an elite quarterback every other year. He wasn't very elite last year.
No, he wasn't at all.
He was horrible, for fantasy owners. But we look at Romo, yeah, he's a good quarterback, but he's not at the elite level. And yeah, you can get some of those guys later on. They're going to be there, especially Eli.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I'm sitting here going, who's the elite quarterbacks? Who are the guys that are giving me 30 to 35 points every single week? And I know they're going to give that to me.
What are you going to do with the Peyton Mannings, the Matt Ryans, the Cam Newtons, the RG3s, all those quarterbacks that you can get in the 3rd, 4th round possibly? What are you going to do? You'd rather give up an elite running back and possibly have a backup playing as your starter?
Okay, I hear you saying Matty Ice here, and Matty Ice, yes, last year he had a phenomenal year, but we don't know if Tony Gonzalez is going to be there. We don't know that.
We do know that Julio Jones and Roddy White are going to be there.
Okay, yeah, we do know that, but can Matt Ryan really repeat? I mean, he had one great season. I mean, it was an amazing season. And yes, he's stellar at home. He has a great winning record in that house. But can he repeat? I don't know. I don't trust that yet. I can't go off of just one season. I need to see more.
But are you going to trust somebody like a Frank Gore who's somewhat injury prone, maybe Trent Richardson, who had a good year last year? Are you going to trust one of them, though, that you're going to have to pick in your 2nd round to be your number 1 running back to try and lead your team?
You know what? I could honestly sit back and say I could trust Trent Richardson because, yes, his rookie year, most rookies are going to have an injury their first year. That is just, for some reason, the common injury that just happens amongst rookies. It's either going to be an ankle or it's going to be something else, whatever.
Right.
It happens a rookie year. But Trent Richardson, I believe, he's going to come back. And he's going to do amazing. He's going to be a top running back this coming year. But, yeah, I'll trust him. I'll trust somebody, say, like Stephen Ridley. Of course I'm going to trust a guy like that. But I'm just saying, if I can get an elite quarterback somewhere between the first and second round, if I can get one elite quarterback and they're there after the top 5 spot in the draft, yeah, I'm probably going to take that guy. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, man, I just can't see it. I'm gonna go with running back. Even if I was in that 10 slot, I would probably go running back, just to make sure that I have 2 starters that I know will play. And there's a lot of leagues that have the utility position that you can play wide receiver and running back. So I can make a case for getting 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds and finding a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round like Andrew Luck or like Matthew Stafford, who had a down year that may be not as high on everybody's radar, even though he's coming off of a season where he threw for over 5,000 yards. You know, I just think that I could find a legit quarterback to get me through, to give me 15, 20, 25 fantasy points every game to go along with my running backs that I took in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, okay, and I can see your reasoning there, but once again, I'm going to get an elite quarterback, say like Drew Brees, who can put up easily 45 points a week in one week. He can put up that compared to...
He didn't do that very often last year.
Of course, he didn't do it often.
Not very many quarterbacks.
And it wasn't often, but
points.
you know what? He did do it on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
You know, he did a previous year and the previous year to that.
So did Doug Martin, who I think put up, 55 points
one week?
You know, and he was a running back, right?
Yeah, he did that one week, and another week he put up, I think, like 32 or 33.
Yeah.
You know what? That's 2 weeks. You know what he did for the first half of the season? Hardly anything. It wasn't until he had those breakout games that all of a sudden boosted his confidence and then made him a 12, 13-point running back almost every single week after that. Because keep in mind, he wasn't a 55-point running back every single week. You know, the only person that came close to putting up those type of numbers was Adrian Peterson, and he didn't even break that.
No, but
so,
most of the
come on
quarterbacks
now.
didn't put up those points either.
That's why you say
Drew
elite
Brees didn't put up
quarterbacks.
that much. Aaron Rodgers didn't put up 40 points, I think, once last year, and that's it.
Regardless, though, they're scoring points between 30 to 40 points on a weekly basis. They're getting there. Those elite quarterbacks are there. You're looking at Rodgers. You're looking at Brady, who averaged probably 30, 32, 33 points a week. You know, you have those guys that are elite, and those probably could combine for 2 top-tier running backs, because your top-tier running back's probably going to give you 15, 16 points. Your top 2, or your second one is going to give you probably 14 to 16 points. And guess
Hopefully,
what?
that would be a really good running back duo.
Hey,
if you're going to get running backs like that, you better be picking
Your
early
elite
in the round.
quarterback's doing that every single week, brother. You know, that's what's happening there. You are getting an elite quarterback who's getting those points automatically like that.
So with your first 2 rounds, you'd probably go, depending on where you draft, if you were towards the end of the draft, you would go, quarterback, running back, quarterback, tight end? What would you do there?
See, that's tricky. I'm probably going to go, say I'm drafting number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Say an elite quarterback is there, like, say, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Kaepernick, you know, one of these guys. Say they're there.
And
the
odds
number
are
10
one of
spot.
them's going to be there at 10. There's only so many.
Yeah, especially with this coming season. There's
Right.
a really good high chance that one of them is going to be there. But what I'm saying is I'm probably going to take one of those elite quarterbacks, and immediately following that, yeah, I'm taking a running back. Or unless I got my favorite tight end in the world, Rob Gronkowski, you know, who loves to put up 20 points a week.
If he doesn't party and break his forearm again.
Well, hopefully he doesn't do that and he doesn't have any more infections and he's great. But if he's there, hey, I'm even considering that.
Yeah, if I'm there, it'll be tough for me not to take a running back the first 2 rounds, just so I know that I have my 2 running backs set, and I can go in there. I can find Andrew Luck. I can find a Cam Newton, a Matthew Stafford, somebody like that in the 3rd to 4th round range, and still be able to have my 2 running backs and a good quarterback putting up points.
All right, man. Well, I think that we're going to wrap up this conversation here. Bottom line, I'm right, you're wrong.
Running back, that is all.
Okay, well, whatever. So that's FantasySportsFans.com here. And you listeners out there, you have a wonderful evening, and you have a great night.